Thank you for stopping by my channel. In this video, I would like to share with you that I got a chance to inspect a Honus Wagner card in person. Well, of course, it wasn't exactly like that. In the past few months, my email account got spammed with junk mails every 2 minutes and gotten thousands of emails each day. Because of that, I've stopped checking my emails regularly. Instead, I only check weekly just to delete all spam mails so that it won't go over my storage limit. Anyways, 2 weeks ago, I was doing my weekly routine deleting emails and just so happened a few emails caught my attention. Since somebody emailed me a few times in a day and attached a few pictures in those emails, the email was like that.
I am not sure if this is the appropriate email, but I wanted to reach out. My grandfather passed away, and there was a box left in his estate with only one card, which is the Piedmont Honus Wagner card. I went to a few baseball shops, and they all said it is authentic. They examined it for 4 hours, noting its oil base and the corrosion on the card. I would like a little bit of help.
Just to make things easier from now on, I refer the person who sent me those emails as Jeffy. Anyways, of course, I receive emails requests like this every week, and I can quickly make a decision that 99% of the time, whatever Wagner those people have were just reprints. However, Jeffy also sent me images of his card, and what caught my attention was the Piedmont back, since it looks very authentic. However, I'm still 100% sure his card is just a reprint, since the front image has all the characteristics of what reprint cards have. So I just replied to Jeffy and point out that the letters and spacing of the name field, Wagner, Pittsburgh, are completely different from a real Wagner. I asked Jeffy whether he can inspect the edges of the card, since I suspect it could be a sandwich card, because the image that I have seen so far has glue or water stains of some sort on the card. Then after a day or two, I got the following reply.
So I had a guy who was a professional grader for 20 years. He's retired. I showed him the card and he spent 4 hours with his loupe and light, and he says it doesn't look like it's sandwiched. The stain he questioned, you could see the stain on both sides, and he thinks that the lettering is oil paste, and he said printing press was never accurate all the time, and he said the paper just feels like it's from the old era. He mentioned take it to a printing press company and they could maybe test the paper.
Then I suggest Jeffrey, why don't you submit the card and let it grade it? And he told me he has already done that.
I sent it to Beckett because it was cheaper. They said it was questionable. They couldn't 100% verify.
And Jeffrey also told me Beckett refund his $160 submission fee. With all these email exchanges, I was thinking this could be another example of the Cobb and Edwards Wagner. If anyone is not familiar with that card, you can look it up on the internet. The Cobb and Edwards Wagner was very famous at one time. It has a Piedmont bag, and even ESPN had a TV episode about that card. To make a long story short, the owners of that card believed they had a real Wagner, but with variations. They went through the trouble of testing the age and composition of the paper. They tried to submit the card to PSA, but the owners request to be present during the grading process, which is against PSA policy. The story goes on for years and even touches on race issues, since the owners are African American. Anyway, let's get back to the topic. Because Jeffy had tried submitting the card to Beckett and also had it checked by a retired professional grader, I was really curious about the card and asked where Jeffy lives. It turns out he lives close by, so we decided to meet up at a local Starbucks for me to check out the card.